Live from New York, it's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Hey everybody, welcome to our show. It's Wednesday, October 14th, 2015. With me is the fabulous Jessica Califano, our Director of Community Support and Publishing. What's up, Jess?
How's it going? I like your third eye up there.
Oh, thanks. We'll find out more about that later in the show. Speaking of the show, what is on today's show?
Let's see. Okay, Wearable Wednesday on the blog. We got a new project.
We're going to show you this new project and other customer projects and news.
We have Material Spotlight.
We're going to talk about Worbla today because costumes.
Costumes. We have a quiz game.
Jess is going to play Wearable crowdfunding campaign or ambient music artist. You can play along at home. Stay tuned for that fun
I'm
quiz
nervous.
game later in the show.
We have Becky answering your questions, and someone will win a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by Becky and Tyler.
If you have any Wearable Electronics questions, you can ask them in the comments now, in the comments later, on Google+, on Twitter, and the Adafruit blog, and we'll round them up and queue them up for next week's show and make you eligible to win the giveaway.
Yay!
These are today's questions. I'm going to put them in the bowler hat later.
So, speaking of Adafruit products, we have a discount code today for 10% off, and the code is BOWLER.
Well, can you guess why already? You know about the project is the bowler hat. You can get 10% off everything except gift certificates and software. So that's all Adams in the shop. 10% off with code BOWLER. That expires 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Awesome. Okay, Wearable Wednesday on the blog.
I wanted to remind everyone watching on YouTube that we're also broadcasting on Periscope.
Oh yeah. Hi. Hello on Periscope.
So you can see, like, when there's a titles card up, like, and you can't see us on YouTube, then you can see us on the Periscope, but you can't see the title cards on Periscope. So that's
Yes.
a two-pronged system. Anyway, on Wearable Wednesday, yesterday was Ada Lovelace Day 2015. You want to talk about a little bit about Ada Lovelace Day, what it is, and how we celebrate it?
Ada Lovelace Day is a celebration of women in STEM fields, and we every year on the Adafruit blog we do 24 hours of postings where we talk about different women in tech that we admire and that we like, and we highlight their work. And we also take a big group photo of all the women from Adafruit, and that's what this beautiful photo is over here. And yeah, so be sure to go check out the blog post from yesterday. We had one go up every hour for 24 hours.
24 hours of ladies in tech. And our group photo has certainly grown over the years. This is, I think, the fourth one we've taken. And the trend is that we take it in a new space that we have. Last year's was taken in this space when it was empty, and then this one was taken on the 10th floor upstairs that's currently mostly empty.
Yep.
So super cool. And if you're interested in finding some role models for your students or your kids, yesterday's coverage on the blog is a good place to start looking, as well as our several years. We've been doing this for a couple of years now.
We've been doing it since like 2011, I think, for a while.
So you can find all the past ladies in tech have been covered on if you go to the ALD tag.
ALD tag, yeah. Just type in ALD into the search bar and you'll see all of the posts we've done. And we don't just do this on Ada Lovelace Day. We highlight women in tech like all year round. So you'll see posts that are not necessarily from Ada Lovelace Day.
It's kind of a permanent situation.
Yes.
The ladiness. I mean, it's in some cases not so permanent, but most of the time, ladiness is pretty permanent. So since technology's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, men can do it too, I guess. But you know.
Anyway. That was fun, feel-good activity for all of us here, and that's certainly our favorite holiday to celebrate in October. So,
yes.
Except for Halloween, which doesn't even count as a holiday anymore because it's like so important. Anyway, moving right along into customer projects. We're getting into that time of the year when everybody's making LED stuff more than usual. This is an Instructables project.
Michaela Holmes made.
And it's got this like LED strip with the LEDs that are side mounted, and they face, so when the strip is like this, the LEDs are facing down or up, and you can learn how to build it on the Instructable there, and I just think it's really nice. It's a pretty simple project to do, and
it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a good place to start your soldering journey if you have been itching to make something wearable. So nice Nice work on that party skirt. Looks
Yeah.
super fun.
That looks like it would be
both
fun
make
to
and
dance
wear.
around in,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sweet. Okay. Next up, Leslie posted these shoes by Chrissy Glover. They're designed for runners to help, keep an eye on the way you land.
Your gait and prevent injury. So if you land on your heel, it like turns red and it's like, don't do that.
You're supposed to land flat on your whole foot. I'm not a runner, so I'm not sure. But it uses a Velostat sensor in the heel and some NeoPixel LEDs for the color changing. And it's a pretty neat project.
Yeah. This is a rave glove for when your hands are raving out on your hands.
This is fun for Halloween. We're in the party on your gloves.
Yeah.
There's those raver gloves with LEDs on the fingertips that people do the dance moves.
Yeah.
With.
I bet you if you went whoosh, it would look really cool in the dark.
If you use dot stars, you could do persistence of vision by waving would be funny. And
that would be cool.
I don't know, just everybody loves, Halloween costumes always are better with light. It doesn't really matter. Where are you? I don't know, I'm Raver Man. Who cares?
Definitely.
But it's really cool showing the LED strip and wires that can go over the fingers. I thought this is good inspiration for how to attach the stuff. Although, of course, that LED strip is meant to bend that way gently. It can, you can't really squeeze and grab and have really grippy traction with the LED strip or you might break it. But project looks cool.
Next up, we have a disco dress from Cor Van Essen.
This is a Dutch maker.
This is
based on the Sparkle Skirt tutorial that uses the Flora and the Flora LSM 303 accelerometer to randomly trigger some flashing NeoPixels in different colors. That we've seen that project made a lot because the code is really simple. A little more help write the code, of course, and it's really easy to understand, and then you can change which colors it is really easily. So it's a very good beginner sensor project if you're looking to do more than just light up LEDs with rainbow patterns. This is a really good first sensor project to do. And you build it on the under layer of a skirt or a dress, and you end up with random dance activated LEDs. So
Great.
The effect can be quite dramatically different depending on where you put them and what color they are also.
And you can do different styles of dress. That looks like a summer one. So.
Okay, cool. So friend of Adafruit, Becca McCarran, who runs Chromat, that really cool fashion line. This is just a picture from their Twitter last night, where they're at the CFDA Awards, I think, or some panel with Anna Winter, and this is their new electroluminescent dress. So it's a collaboration, and it has, not with Adafruit, I don't remember, with Nightlight's Light Moves, I don't remember. The blog post has the LED artist or the electronics artist who collaborated on this, and it has EL panel around the thing. It's kind of similar to our Tron hoodie.
Yeah, it's
really nice,
gorgeous
inspiration
dress.
for a last minute Halloween project, but also the fancy couture. Nice to see EL being used tastefully in any context.
It is. It's
right?
very classy and almost elegant looking. You're not being whoa,
or a character from Tron either.
Right.
You're yourself in that dress.
Yeah, it's and it's fashion-y. It's like a fashion wearable.
And hey, if Anna Winter likes it,
there you
go.
go.
Dress too is really fancy. Anyway, cool. So if you're looking to learn how to make your own Halloween costume and you're in the Nashville area, you can check out this workshop that's happening on Saturday. There's still spaces available. They're going to use Arduino, Gemma, and NeoPixels to teach a group of workshop participants how to add color changing lights to their Halloween costume. So. You can find out more information on their site. The link is on our Wearable Wednesday blog post, and you can find out more about it and sign up. All the proceeds go to benefit Make Nashville, which is the makerspace there. So,
check it out.
That sounds fun.
Sounds fun to me.
Have a good workshop, guys.
Okay, let's talk about this crazy hat you're wearing.
This week's project is this eyeball hat, and so Phil B made this really amazing tutorial in the learning system about these. Display animated eyeballs, and they have all these controls that you can optionally use for putting in a puppet or a costume, and it's really can go 80 different ways.
Yeah, you can use that for so many different things.
So here's one.
Yeah.
We made a video. We'll talk more about it after.
Okay.
In this week's costume project, we'll add a spooky animated eyeball display to the band of a bowler hat. This is just one project you can build with Philby's guide for electronic animated eyes using Teensy 3.1 or 3.2. Check out the link in the description for more suggestions and to grab all the sample code and other info you need to build your own. Follow the wiring instructions to solder up the power switch to the Li-Poly backpack board and the OLED or TFT display to the Teensy, and route the wires back to the hat's ribbon bow. The battery can go further back in the ribbon band, and the main electronics here are obscured by the hat's feather accent. The screen shows through a hole in the ribbon band that you'll cut to match the size of your acrylic half dome, which you can get at a plastic store or online. To hold the cabochon in place, we're using a 3D printed gasket, but you could also just cut one out of rubber or leather. Sew the gasket through the ribbon, display mounting holes, and main hat material to the inside of the hat using 2 needles at once, and then tie knots on the inside. Let us know what wearable electronics you're building for Halloween, and for more costume project tutorials, check out the playlist at the link in the description, and don't forget to subscribe.
There you go.
Hi, we're
Cool.
back.
Great. So this is the bare circuit, and as you can see, you can put it in, anything you want. Noe and Pedro are going to do a project where it's a doorbell, and you press
that's
on the
fun.
eye doorbell for trick or treating, and
Kind of
maybe
creepy if you have like an eye thing.
maybe it blinks when you press the doorbell button eyeball, and then you get your candy, and it's just a fun spooky thing. I mean, on the tutorial you can see Philby has them in like a prop skull, and they look really super creepy. So it's good for like props.
You could do it for your Cyclops costume. You
Yep.
can do it so many different ones.
You could make, if you have a big mask of some kind, you can put that as eyes for that, and you can. There's an optional light sensor you can add to make the pupils react to the light. And
so cool.
You can have a joystick for the movement of the eye if you're making a puppet, but you can also have. It's very like modular, and the code's really well commented, so you can adjust it to whatever you're making. Also, a switch for making it blink. So
nice.
If you want it to look randomly around, but then like have a trigger inside your costume somewhere that makes it blink, you could do that. Any level of automation can be achieved, and you can, and price point too, because you can make it with the TFT that's a little bit more low cost than the OLED, and it's really great. It only works on the Teensy 3.1 and 3.2. We're gonna have the 3.2s in the store really soon. So, sign up for the email notification if you want to build this, or if you already have a Teensy 3.1, then you're all set to go. Philby's tutorial is like so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. Okay, so if you want some more tips on making things, we have a new newsletter that we launched this week. It's just straight up electronics tips. And we have a lot of them, and they can be very useful.
Once per weekday. So if you sign up at adafruitdaily.com, it's like completely separate from your Adafruit customer account. So we'll never spam you. We'll never sell your information. It's really only for this tips newsletter, which, if you're trying to figure out like what's our scam, it's like because useful information is good advertising. Like that's all it is.
Exactly.
We have a wearables newsletter. We've had the maker business and wearables newsletters for a couple weeks now. We just added the electronics tips newsletter.
Just started sending them out on Monday.
We're going to add the 3D printing tips newsletter soon also. So if you're not signed up for any of our newsletters, you can go to adafruitdaily.com and check just the ones you want, and you'll get a tip in your inbox every weekday with like a nice picture and short and sweet. And if you're into email newsletters, that's a thing you can do now.
And we won't share your email address with anyone or spam you or send you ads or anything like that. No. We promise.
It's all good.
Yep.
And if you would like to purchase any electronics, you can pay our bills by using the code BOWLER for 10% off your whole order, excluding gift certificates and software. It expires tonight at 11:59 p.m.
Okay, let's do a material spotlight.
Okay, this week it's a cosplay material that I've been hearing a lot of buzz about and have yet to experiment with, but would love to try it. It's called Worbla, Worbla, and it's a big hit in the cosplay communities. It's a thermoplastic, so you heat it up and it's a planar plastic that can change shape when you heat it up. It's useful for making masks, armor plates, chest plates, body conforming things, anything that you need to be a custom shape, the Worbla can be once you heat it up, and then when it cools down, it holds its shape. So it's very popular for cosplay armor as an alternative to some certain types of craft foam, and it's more eco-friendly because you can reuse the scraps. It sticks to itself, so you can reincorporate scraps. Here's a designer who uses a lot of Worbla and is featured on the Worbla website. You can see some of those really cool like head pieces and armor pieces, and so it's all so that it's lightweight. It's easy to paint it, glue other stuff onto it, put electronics inside it. This stuff is amazing. And then I've heard recently that cosplayers are getting really excited because they just came out with a black formulation. So if you want it to be black, you don't even have to paint it.
You could make like the most incredible Batman armor that's like custom fitted to your body just with that stuff.
With a heat gun.
Yeah.
Or a hair dryer, maybe.
Maybe. If you have a really hot hair dryer.
Yeah. Well, and even then, like, its pliability depends on how hot it is. And as you saw with that lady's face, like, they wait for it to cool down a little bit before they stick it on your face. So, like, I think the only difference between a heat gun and a hair dryer is the like velocity of the air. So I think you could probably, depending on how delicate of details you're doing, you could probably get away with a hair dryer, or you probably know someone who has a heat gun. Anyway, it's a like inexpensive, easy to use material. So that's pretty exciting. The next slide has the spelling and the website, so you can go to you can get it at their website. You can get it at Tap Plastics, which is the website where you can also get the acrylic cabochons for the bowler hat. If you don't have the local plastic store near you. Local plastic store was out of the right diameter of these anyway, so just online. Anyway, I'll be ordering from Tap Plastics some Worbla soon to play around with. But you can make the most amazing cosplay props and costumes, and if you make something with Worbla and electronics, like we'd love to see it and post about it on the blog. So
and we're still doing the Instructables Halloween contest as well with prizes from Adafruit.
Right, the props contest, the Halloween props contest on Instructables. So you can enter
that in if you make an Instructables about your prop that you made. Cool. And discount code today is Bowler if you want to get some stuff to use for your props or anything.
Yep, to put inside your Worbla that we don't sell, but maybe we will eventually.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter if we sell it, it's good information.
If enough people ask for it.
That's true.
Yep.
Okay, Jess.
Quiz game
We're gonna
time.
play. So we do this rehearsal for the show where like we click through all the slides, and I'm like, Jeff, don't click through these slides because it's a game and you can't know.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
So we're gonna keep score. The way it's gonna go is I'm gonna show you the name of a name, and you have to guess whether the name is the name of a wearable crowdfunding campaign or a wearable or a ambient music artist.
Not a wearable ambient music artist.
I was gonna do wearable or defense contractor, but that one didn't seem as fun as because like these bands are good. Okay, so I'll keep score.
Well, maybe I'll find out some new music to listen to as well.
True. There you go. That's why this is more fun than or defense contractor, and you can play along at home. There's a slight delay, so feel free to post in the comments. Jess won't be able to help Jess. All right, let's just start. Are you ready?
Okay.
Quell.
I'm gonna guess wearable on that one.
You are correct. It's like a
because it's an action.
Right. It's doctor-recommended drug-free device clinically proven to relieve chronic leg pain, and then, of course there's an app. Nice. It quells your like restless leg. Okay, you got 1 point.
Got one right.
All right. Okay. Next. Moth.
I'm gonna say ambient music artist for that one.
I'm sorry, you're incorrect. It is a wearable smart toy for children.
Okay.
Fun so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Spangle.
Oh gosh. It really could be either one. I'm gonna guess ambient music artist.
You're correct.
Okay. Wow.
They're from England. They're very good if you haven't heard of
Oh,
Spangle.
I haven't heard them, so I'll have to listen. Okay.
Very good.
I'll remember that name.
Autechre.
Autechre.
Oh, this is a really fun game. I'm enjoying myself.
Wearable?
Incorrect. They're a rather more obscure ambient band.
Okay. And they're also from England.
From England. Yeah, well, you know how England...
Big music scene there.
There's a big music scene there, and you know there's big electronic music scene. Like,
yeah.
Okay, great. So you've got 1 point. How are you doing?
Oh, God, I'm doing terrible. Okay. I need to get this next one right. Okay.
Neef.
I want to say wearable because it has the word knee in it.
Sure. Yeah, indeed. In fact,
Okay.
the knee is a stand for your phone that wraps around your knee.
Oh my gosh.
It's a knee phone holder.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, right? I mean, is it any more silly than that iPad holder that has the handle on it for your,
Yeah, no, I know. I mean,
And how many times have you dropped your phone on your face while reading?
well, how many times have you accidentally stood up while wearing your knee?
Too many times. Okay, next, Mogwai.
Oh, I've heard of Mogwai.
Sweet.
Yes,
All right.
they're a band.
There's your softball.
Okay.
They're from England. Well, they're from Scotland, the UK.
Yeah.
They're like on the edge of ambient, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Like they're a little bit more mainstream. Also,
Yeah.
very good band if
Yeah.
you've never heard of them. Okay, great. So you got that was a 3 point. Deuce X Aria.
Band?
No, but
No.
it's a goes on your watch band.
Ah.
But it's not a band. It's a
Darn.
wearable.
Okay.
Similarly ridiculous as the Neef, maybe. It's a device that attaches to your smartwatch to add gesture controls to it. It's a
Okay.
wearable for your wearables.
Wow. That's like meta. Okay.
But you did not get that one right.
Can you get like a knee holder for that too?
If only. Enya.
Oh, I know Enya. Enya's Enya. You know,
Yeah, sure.
everyone knows Enya.
I would like to think
Yeah.
so, but you never know. And hey, whatever. I wanted to give you
Yeah,
another point.
my fiance loves Enya, and he makes me listen to Enya a lot.
Fun fact. I'll
Yes.
be teasing him about that later. No, Enya's great. Sweet. Okay, so 4 points for you.
Okay.
There's only a couple more. Helix.
Helix. I think that's a wearable.
Why do you think that?
It just maybe sounds familiar.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's a pair of earbuds
Okay.
that store themselves in a wristband. So you know the like
Oh, okay.
earbuds that rest inside like that necklace thing?
Yeah.
You see them on the subway all the time?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's a bracelet.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
it stores
not-
them.
yeah.
There's like they're little Bluetooth wireless
No.
speakers, headphones.
That's nice.
So you got that one right too. 5 points for Jess.
Cool.
Ladytron.
I've heard of Ladytron. Yes, their music.
There you go. Correct.
Yes.
There they are. They're also from England. Apparently it was wearable or British ambient electronic band.
Well, not Enya. Enya's what? Scottish? Irish?
Yeah, well from the
Scottish.
UK.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, right. They would argue that it's very okay. Jessica got 6 points. Great job, Jess.
Yay!
In our quiz game.
There's 6 out of how many?
I think there were 10 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 10. So you got 6 out of 10.
Okay,
Pretty
so
good.
more than half.
More than half. Nice job. How did you guys do? Write your score in the chat so we can congratulate you.
Yes. Yay. Maybe I'll take home a copy of the book.
Just sits on a pile of my books upstairs. Okay, great. That was our quiz game. If you liked our quiz game, maybe you want to pay some of our bills by ordering some wearable electronics to build for your ambient band's next performance. You can get 10% off your whole order using code BOWLER. Everything except gift certificates and software expires 11:59 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. Great. Okay, we're going a little over maybe. Q&A.
Yeah.
We got
a lot of people that want to ask you some questions. So let's do it.
Okay,
And
the way it works is you can ask questions now, but they'll get queued up for next show.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask on Google Plus or Twitter or YouTube comments or the Adafruit blog. So, and then you'll win a copy of the book
Okay.
if we draw your name.
Okay, first question from Claire Langer. Hi, I want to make a piece of clothing that tracks my movement on a computer but is light activated. Would love some help.
Sure, Claire. So on the learning system this week, Tony DeCola published this really fun Halloween project called Track Your Treats, Halloween Candy GPS Tracker, and it uses the Fona 808 Shield for Arduino and Adafruit.io to live log your trick-or-treating route, and then it has a button for indicating which houses had good candy, so you can log that as well. Useful with, he shows 2 different ways, one with the GPS shield that just logs it for uploading it later, and then the one with the Fona shield live logs it to Adafruit.io so that like parents can see where their kids are, and you can track, like make sure you didn't double back on yourself on your trick-or-treating route, etc. Or like keep track of when you need to change your costume to like go to the same houses twice that have the good candy.
Yeah.
Just Just a thought. Past
Nice.
Becky was very good at trick-or-treating.
Wow, trick-or-treating hacks.
However, you might not think to look at this project for your project, which is very similar actually, a clothing that tracks my movement on the computer. And then to make it light activated, all you need to do is add a light sensor and a little bit of code, like an if-then statement that checks to see if your light level is below or above your threshold, and then activate the logging. So take a look at Tony's recent guide.
Perfect. Okay. For the EL wire, how do we get it to adhere to an item such as a door panel with it being so thin and no flat sides? It can be tough to get it to stick.
So you can use EL tape, which is flat and has adhesive on the back of it if you want. It doesn't go around corners very well though, because it's flat, like rigid piece. But I would say for EL, well, we have the welted EL wire too, which has a little flange on it, and you can staple gun that down. It's really good for upholstery projects. So you can put it in the seam as piping. But for regular EL, you can glue it in place with E6000 is great, but it takes a while to dry. So hot glue isn't so great because it'll just peel right off, but it dries really fast. So using like a combo of hot glue and painter's tape, you can like tack your EL wire in place. So you lay down like a bead of your glue. E6000 now makes this quick hold product too that's pretty good, but it still takes a few minutes to dry. So you can lay down your long drying glue, lay down your EL wire, tape it in place with painter's tape, or stick it with hot glue in those places, and then like a clamp, you know?
Yeah.
And then let it dry. I know it can be tricky.
Yeah.
But an EL door sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Sounds nice.
Yeah, but maybe the welted would be faster. If you're not concerned about like it looking good in the light, you can just staple gun that stuff on, and then you'll see it in the dark real nice.
Okay. I am a costume designer, and I was wondering, do I need to use conductive fabric with the conductive thread?
Not necessarily, Wendy, unless you are making capacitive touch buttons like the plush game controller. You don't need, like, conductive fabric is useful for making sensors, but not necessary for like conductive thread. There's plenty of projects we have on the site that use conductive thread and no conductive fabric.
It depends on what you want to do, I guess.
Yeah, but if you're just sewing a circuit onto fabric, you want the fabric to not be conductive so that the conductive thread can isolate, you know, so that it's actually a circuit that runs electricity through components. If you were to sew that circuit on conductive fabric, it would all be shorted out in one giant solid conductive plane. So non-conductive fabric with conductive thread most of the time, unless you're using the conductive thread as a sensor, or you mainly just use it for sensors.
Okay, so this is from ABM
Viper.
ABM Viper, okay. I love your ideas and suggestions. I've been making my costumes light up for years, but after finding you, my hobby might be expanding. I have a couple questions. I'm wanting to light up my costumes for Halloween, and since I only just found about you and your products, I'm not quite up to speed on what I need. I'm looking at your NeoPixels individually and in the strips to light up my costumes. My hang-up is what to run them with. From what I can tell, they can be run by Gemma, Flora, or Arduino. I don't know the difference. I don't know which I would need. I would like the lights to be able to do some effects and go together, possibly react to sound. I'm unsure till I receive it exactly how much I'll use, but best guess is 1 to 4 meters and 2 to 4 segments on my costume. You could point me in the right direction with best recommendations on how to power it. I'm also wanting to do the light up matrices board for eyes on a costume accessory with a sound driver to make a light inside, give the appearance of speaking, or as an alternative to the eyes, use alternating sections of EL wire to give the appearance of blinking. Okay. So,
long question. Okay, so
many questions.
We have a few guides on the learning system. See, there's sometimes we want to like cross over the bridges. If this guy just found us on YouTube, like you need to click some of those links in the description to get you over to the learning system, where we have so many tutorials that'll answer all of your questions. A few that I can point out to you are the Adafruit Arduino selection guide by Bill Earl from the forums. We'll bring you through like why you would choose the different Arduino boards. But basically, Flora and Gemma are just like sewable flat versions of other types of Arduinos, and or Arduino compatible boards, and they all have like different amounts of memory. For instance, Gemma has a little bit of memory, can power like 100 NeoPixels and use simple sensors. But if you want to use like a GPS or like a position sensor, you need to upgrade to a Flora, and the Flora can act like a keyboard, like various features like that. And the Arduino selection guide will help you pick which one of those. And then I would say if you're used to making costumes, Philby has a guide called Let's Put LEDs in Things, that sort of steps you through like how the basic NeoPixel circuit varies from like a basic LED circuit.
Right.
And then we have just dozens of tutorials that are just like a microcontroller and some NeoPixels,
right.
and you can see which batteries. Basically, depending on which strips you're using, each NeoPixel can draw up to 60 milliamps. You total those up, look at what battery you might need.
And you can use the search bar on the Learn system and just find so many different things. That
also
will
on
help you
every
out.
product page.
Yeah.
If you're on like the NeoPixel product page and you scroll down, you'll see all of the learning system guides that use that product, and you can click through and see like which battery. And also, if you're a beginner at electronics or microcontroller programming, you can always post up your idea and your proposed parts list in the forums, and our dedicated engineers, we have a bunch of full-time engineers who work in the forums who, so that's, you can just put what you want to make, and then ask questions, and they'll help you out, and you can post, if you're having trouble with your code, you can post up there. So yeah, the whole wide world is open to you on learn.adafruit.com, and your costume sounds pretty feasible. There's several batteries we have that would work for 1 to 4 meters of LED strip, depending on how dense they are, and we have lots of costume tutorials in the wearables category to get you started.
Tons. Okay, let's see who
that's
won
it?
the book.
Okay, here, would you pull it from the eyeball bowler hat?
Okay. It looks like Steve B., you won a copy of the book.
Congratulations.
With your EL wire question.
The
So
book
congratulations.
it has some information about glue in it,
Oh, nice.
just a little bit. It'll
There you go.
extend your knowledge of wearables, though. If you would,
Steve B.
you can email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize, and I'll also shoot you a message on YouTube. Thanks for your question. Remember, if you've got
Yay.
questions, you can ask them now or later on YouTube or Google Plus or Twitter or the Adafruit blog, and I'll queue them up and make you eligible to win the prize next time.
And if you didn't win, you still win because we're giving you a free discount code.
Yep, 10% off your whole order, except gift certificates and software. Expires tonight. Use it or lose it. Or don't lose it. Or come back next week for a different discount code.
Yep.
Remember to sign up for our daily tips newsletters. We've got Maker Business, regular electronics, wearable electronics, coming soon, 3D printing.
Yes.
At adafruitdaily.com.
A little bit of Adafruit in your inbox every day.
Stick around tonight for Show and Tell, where you can show off your own project at 7:30 on Google+, followed immediately by Ask an Engineer with Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada at 8 p.m. right here on YouTube, also simulcast on Ustream. And then tomorrow, don't miss 3D Thursday. Look at the special preview of the project they're debuting tomorrow. Holy crap,
That
that's
looks so cool.
Halloween is in full force. Thursday is 3D Thursday, and you can tune in for Noe and Pedro's 3D Thursday, 3D Hangout show. That's super fun. You learn about CAD techniques, customer projects, and more. Thanks so much for tuning in for Wearables. Give Jess a shout out in the comments for being such a rad host. Thanks, Jess. We'll see you back again soon on our
You're
Halloween
welcome.
show, right?
Yeah, I'll be here on Halloween.
Great. And make something wearable. Show it to
Yes.
us. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, bye.